Hello. Hi. Welcome. No. Wait, hang on one second. Oh, folks, something happened. We've got a slight issue. What if we do this? Hey, Jason Axe, how you doing? Oh, yeah, nope, we're not. We're still not. I don't know why this became a thing. You literally have had the same settings every week for the last year, and guess what? It's suddenly not working again. I don't know why. Why do these things keep happening to me? Hey, give me a sound check real quick. No, that's still not working. What the fuck? So I'm hosting the show by myself. This is fun. I'm not at all just confused. You're literally I guys, he's yelling at me. Oh, that came through. No. At least I hope it didn't. Talk now. No, what the fuck? What is going on? Give me a sound check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, there we go. We fixed it.
It's working.
It's working.
How about that?
Welcome to the show.
Anyone?
I'm Kevin Graham. I'm running this ship. Your captain is here. Get in the back. We got special drinks. This is the new Brain Wreck Live. We're doing things differently now. Okay, we're flying by the seat of the tornado, just letting it roll on through. Hey, what do you guys got to talk about? Callers, you're on the line.
We've been doing this show for almost 7 years.
I swear to God, every week, I don't touch my mixer. I don't touch my settings. I don't touch my setup. I come in, I plug in, I prep the social media, I prep the graphics, I prep the live feed, I hit go live, and then everything just crashes, okay? Things don't work. My mic's too loud. Your mic's too quiet. Christy's mic is too loud. I'm too quiet. The game doesn't work. It's not me, okay? It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong, okay? This is AI, okay? This is AI's America, okay? Biden is putting COVID into computers, and it's causing meltdowns. And I'm tired, and I feel old, and I'm going on sugar crashes every 2 minutes. Drink my vodka.
Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason Axe.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
It sure is, now that I'm not in charge.
Fucking A. Goddamn, dude. Like, how are you this bad?
It's not me. I promise you. You know what? If you want to know what happened, just go back 2 minutes and see the chaos. I'm done. How are you?
He's not reliving it.
How are you? How are you doing?
Listen, if you thought the beginning of this episode was weird,
Yeah.
we're just getting weirder, folks.
Oh,
It's
this is a weird episode.
Just happened.
Halloween, was yesterday.
Is there a difference between Halloween and All Hallows Eve? And then what's Mischief Night? Because I don't understand. The difference.
All Hallows Eve is the Christian version.
A Christian version?
The Christian, according to the Wikipedia, Halloween or Halloween, less commonly known as All Halloween, All Hallows Eve, All Saints Eve, is a.
I was gonna say All Saints Day is different. That's in March, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't tell if you're serious or not. And that's the see. This is. Let's see. It's a celebration observed in many countries on October 31st. The eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. So today is All Saints Day.
Isn't
Right?
today like isn't today fucking Day of the Dead?
It could be Day of the Dead.
Pretty
Wait,
sure
yeah,
it is.
yeah, Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is a holiday traditionally celebrated on November 1st and 2nd through other days, such as October 31st or November 6th. May include, November 6th may be included depending on locality. Widely observed in Mexico, where it largely developed, and also observed in other places. I do know that, like, some European countries, I believe, like, they do celebrate Day of the Dead in some form.
I'm sure that's Spain.
And other so as I said, other European countries celebrate it because some of my European counterparts were like, oh yeah, like we don't, when we
Like
celebrate Halloween,
Dios de Muertos.
it's I'm just gonna fucking go back to having bad audio. But yeah, like All Hallows Eve and Halloween. I think there's
Did you
another
egg
one.
anybody?
Huh?
Did you egg anybody?
Did I egg anybody? No, what do you think? I'm a savage?
Yeah. Toilet paper?
No. Brother, I was eating pizza and making candy bags with Christy.
With all the goddamn issues you've had with the HOA,
Yeah.
how did you not seize the day and find whoever the board members are and take care of business?
Man, I don't have time for that. I don't have time. Like, I'm at a point in my life where, like, I just don't have time to be mad and upset.
But the fact of the matter is, like, everybody has ring cams too. So,
Yeah.
like, you ain't getting away with shit anymore.
No. Unless the ring cam, isn't working.
Unless you egg the ring cam.
I mean, that is something I would imagine people would do. Just, like, throw it right down, right down the walkway. Boom, splatter. And just
Right.
write poop on the door. Something like that.
It's a choice.
That's what kids do. Oh yeah, Christy says it's a non-existent board. The non-existent board isn't the problem. The management company is. Facts. We got bad management in our HOA. But yeah, no, we sat up in our front room yesterday.
Okay. Right.
Making bags of candy for the chillins.
Chins, right?
And then,
Yep.
And then we basically just sat there, hung out, had some awful pizza and wings. Brother, the pizza, like 70% of the pizza down here just sucks.
Oh, brother, there's nothing worse than Florida pizza. There's not a thing that's worse.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a quick story before I get back into Halloween. I called this place around the corner from where we live, and I was like,
okay.
Well, first of all, I tried placing an order on their preferred online app.
Sure, preferred.
Nothing made sense. Could not add stuff to cart. You couldn't find what you were looking for. They didn't have just a pepperoni pizza.
Well, not on Halloween, brother. They're gonna
No. They don't sell just like, you know how you go to a pizza place and like every pizza place in the world has like a standard pepperoni pizza?
Oh, is this like one of them fucking like craft beer nonsense pizza places?
No, it's not. Believe me, it's not. It ain't. So I'm trying to order just a fucking pepperoni pizza on their website. And so I call them up and I'm just like, hey, like I want the 1 large 2 topping pizza with the 10 wings. They're like, okay, great. What do you want on your pizza? And I was like, can I do pepperoni on the whole thing and then only sausage on half?
Oh, half a sauce. Okay.
Because, Christy was asking for pepperoni, and because I was getting a 2 topping pizza, I'm like, might as well get,
Well, you don't want to waste the
don't want to waste the topping. So I was like, sausage on half. And I shit you not, the person on the phone said to me,
an American,
said to me, I don't think we can do that. And I just go, you don't think you can do what? And they're like, I don't think we can put sausage on half. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they were like, we don't really do that because it's a 2-topping pizza. It's got to come a certain way.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Now it's telling you how to come.
I mean, probably ain't nobody can tell me how to come. And I'm like, you can't just. And in my head, I'm like, it was one of those situations where the response was so fucking stupid, I felt stupid. And in my head, and like, because I'm trying to work the math out in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, somebody manually puts toppings on a pizza.
Yeah, typically.
Let's say for a large pizza, you use 25 pieces of sausage. You know, we'll make it even.
Yeah.
We'll call it 24. 24 little pieces of sausage. Maybe instead of taking.
Well, back in the Pizza Hut days, brother, I'll tell you how it was done. If you got a large pizza, you were getting 1 full cup of sauce,
Which is
they measure by the cup.
Okay.
You actually had to count out the slice of pepperoni. It was a bitch and a half.
So you take half a cup of sausage instead of the full cup, and you only place it on half of the pizza.
Half the pizza,
right? And the person is like, yeah, no, I don't think we can do that because the pizza's come a certain way. And I'm like, what? And they're like, hang on real quick. And like, they literally like put the phone down.
They had to ask somebody.
I'm pretty sure they asked somebody, and then they came back and they're like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And I'm like, good. I'd fucking hope so. And they're like, so you want...
All faith is gone.
Yeah.
All faith is gone in this place.
And then they're like, so you only want sausage and pepperoni? And I'm like, yes. And then pepperoni and the whole thing and sausage on one side? And I'm like, side isn't the right word here. We'll say...
It's a circle.
And I was like, sausage on half the pizza.
Right.
And they're like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And I'm like, fantastic. Go to pick it up, get home, open the box, sausage on the whole fucking thing.
Of course. Of course.
And I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
And Chris didn't want your sausage.
At that point, I didn't want my sausage. Pretty sure we both felt like shit this morning because of the pizza and the terrible wings. So that is, it wasn't great. But what was great though, seeing all of them trick-or-treaters.
Oh,
yeah. How was, because, okay, so legitimately, this was the first time Christy and I basically got to hand out candy on Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were gone previously.
We've had a few trips, right? You know, in the past couple of years. Last year for Halloween fell on our D&D night, so we didn't get to, you know, pass out at the house. And then, like, you know, we all traveled a few years.
That's right.
And then our first year in Texas, we were in an apartment, so that wasn't a thing. And then just no fucking kids ever came by our house when we were living in Syracuse because, like, we lived where we lived. And, like, no parent is going to, like, walk a child.
You don't go there. No.
You know, I was about to say it's not like people were getting carjacked, but literally the first week I watched somebody's motorcycle get stolen.
Yeah, no, you guys lived in a bad area. Make no bones about it.
This is what I'm told. And the more I look back on it, the more I'm like, you know, there were signs. So we've never really been able to hand out candy. So this was the first year, and, you know, I think it went well. But, like, what was the turnout on your end? Because you look like you had a station set up.
Oh yeah, we do things a little differently over here in the FL.
Don't call it
that. So we learned, so this is our third Halloween that we've had here. We learned the first year we got here and we're like, we don't know what to expect, so we're not handing anything out. And we're still new enough that's gonna fly. Like, we're just gonna walk around with the kids. You know, I think we were doing something, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, we had just dropped you guys off the airport. That was our first Halloween, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Went
yeah,
to the
yeah.
airport.
So like we were on the cruise and like we didn't get prepared and we tried to find candy and everybody was sold out. Remember that? That's what
Yes, I
happened.
can tell you right now, there was no shortage of candy this year.
Yeah. So first year we walked around, we're like, holy fuck, there are a lot of goddamn kids that come into this neighborhood. Like it's stacked.
Mm-hmm.
Second year, we were prepared. Ended up handing out we bought like the 2 bigger bags
Okay.
and we're handing out 2 pieces of candy per kid and we were gone really quick.
Really?
So this year we smartened up and we're like, everybody gets fucking one goddamn piece.
Oh, okay.
Because listen, like Halloween only works if the kids get more than I spend. That's the only way it works logistically.
True. That's
for us,
fair. That is very fair.
So I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna buy. We typically do like we're gonna buy like the big bag of like you get the things nobody wants. Like your dots.
Wait, that's what you got?
What?
Wait, you're saying you got the bag of candy that nobody wants?
Yeah, so like you buy so the candy price is the bulk candy, right? So if you want top shelf,
yeah.
If you want yourself a goddamn peanut butter cup and Kit Kat combo, you're paying $75 for a 12-piece bag.
Don't you fucking tell me because I fucking know that shit.
However, if you want the dog shit candy that nobody wants, like all the Wonka shit that nobody gives a shit about at all, like you can buy a 400-piece bag for $5. Like,
I feel called out right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, those are the prices, and the market determines the prices.
No,
okay?
because I feel like you're shitting on my candy. Because like, you said dots, and I was like, I haven't had a dot in years. Like dots, give me some gobstoppers, but not those like little tiny ones, like a fucking jawbreaker gobstopper.
The one with that movie with that girl that got raped.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That movie. Do you remember that movie?
Willy Wonka?
No, what the fuck?
I said gobstoppers. Where do you think gobstoppers are from?
You said jawbreakers.
Like the gobstoppers that are like the size of jawbreakers.
You know what movie I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, Jawbreaker.
Was that the name of the movie?
I don't know because I don't know what fucking movie you're talking about. I only know that there's a movie called Jawbreaker. I was
disgusted by that movie.
What?
I was disgusted by that movie and I left.
Willy Wonka or fucking Jaw? What are you talking about, man?
Both, because Grandpa Joe's the son of a bitch. Okay, he's a fucking asshole.
Am I having a stroke? What the fuck is going on? So you bought the large bundle of candy.
We bought
the gist of this conversation.
The gist of the conversation is that we bought the big bulk candy.
Yeah.
And then we had the one good chocolate.
Okay.
So you buy the more of the bad, the one of the good, and then you do the Kansas City Shuffle. And you get that in there,
brother.
And
we did the same thing.
Exactly. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So my mom came over, and my mom, if you recall, in New York, lived on that one street by the main road.
Elm Street?
I mean, I wouldn't give out the fucking address, bro. The fuck?
You don't live there anymore.
I mean, somebody lives there. We don't live there. But anyway,
I lived on Tennyson.
She lived there for 30 fucking years, right off the main road. Ain't nobody ever go down there, right?
Yeah, no.
For
yeah,
30 years, ain't never see a goddamn trick or treater. Moves to Florida, her neighborhood, new development. They have an anti trick or treating thing.
Yo,
fucking no trick or treat. They do the trunk or treat.
what is the trunk or treat? Because I'm only familiar with that as like you show up to a parking lot and then is that basically what they're doing?
Yeah, so there's
Lame.
there's like a community place thing,
Okay,
and
okay.
everyone brings their car, and it's not even on Halloween. It's like the day before or like couple days before.
Yeah.
So nobody actually wants to be bothered on
No.
Halloween, essentially. So point being, she came over because she's like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually experience Halloween and see Halloween.
Right.
And so what we do is we set up a folding table at the end of the driveway because it's nice as fuck outside. It's 80 degrees, you know.
It's cold as
We get
shit
ourselves
yesterday.
a boombox going.
There you go.
We get ourselves, a couple of them citronella candles, keep the bugs away.
Oh.
We got some dope lights on the house. Going to the beat.
Yeah.
And I'm out there. The kids are out there. They're ready, getting everybody ready to go. I'm out there. I've got my outfit on from last week, when as Mr. Prince John himself out there. The churches do the trunk or treat a lot, and Mr. Fenton, the churches are over here. I don't know if you know that they're big in the South.
I would never take candy from a church.
Well, you shouldn't steal.
No. But I wouldn't accept candy from a church. Also, it's Halloween. Don't like churches not because isn't Halloween like a devil worshiping day? Fucking.
Let me ask. I just had this thought. So you know how they do like the wafer thing?
The Christian wafer or the Catholic wafer?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
I was Roman Catholic growing up, so we did the wafer.
Do they have when they submit the ingredients to the FDA?
Go on. I love where this is going. I'm really excited. I want you to know that.
Do they put Christ like main ingredient?
Christ
or is it like when you get the peach tea and the main ingredient is apple juice and you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, you've got the body of Christ, you've got the blood of Christ, which
sure.
Even as a kid, I was like, why are they drinking blood? Are these fucking vampires? Like,
right? Like,
what the fuck are we doing here? Church was like, we won't get into this right now. This is a whole different show. So y'all had some trunk or treating going on.
So anyway, so
no, you had the table at the end of the driveway.
My Prince John costume, and so my mom and Blakely K took the kids around. And I sat at the table like a true dad, handing out candy. And let me tell you, so many people were confused by what I was wearing.
Of course.
However, there was one guy. Now, as you know, I was Prince John from Robin Hood, right? So, guy walks by, he goes, "Oh man, I love your costume. You're King Richard, right?" And I'm looking around. I'm like, you picked the more obscure lion from that movie? Like, you're trying too hard, man. Like, go for low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Like, go for the print. Like like King Richard is in that movie for 3 seconds at the end.
I don't know
and
if
that's
I remember what King Richard looked like. Oh, yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. King Richard and Prince John do not look alike.
No, not at all. So that was a little weird, but I have a very strange story that happened. And I'm sitting there, handing out candy, doing my dad thing. And this kid comes up to me and it's a kid and a parent. And and the little girl goes, "You're the Burger King, right?" I go, "No, I'm a lion." And the dad starts laughing, and he goes, "No, she just, I really like Wendy's, so she always tries to get me by talking about Burger King. So I think I think that's what she's talking about. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is going on?
We were just like, great. I never asked.
I'm a fucking Disney lion.
Right.
And so they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 4 or 5 people come and go. Another person comes up. Are you the Burger King? I go, what is going on? Like,
now,
I mean, I know I'm in rural,
yeah,
like Central Florida,
right,
where like the thing to do is to go to the Burger King,
right.
but like I'm a fucking lion.
Well, and like that's the other thing too. So 2 things on this. I feel like if they're asking that question, they would know what the Burger King looked like.
Right.
You're wearing a lion onesie. So not only is Burger King the thing a lot of people do in rural Florida, but apparently context awareness is something they do not do.
No, right.
But like the people who were asking you if you were the Burger King, like were they older? Were they younger? Were they somewhere in the middle?
I mean, it was everybody.
Oh, everybody.
So to continue the story, it happened 4 more separate times, unrelated to any of the previous times. So it happened 2 other times, and then the wife came back with the kids, and my mom was overwhelmed.
Sure.
She was like, "This is too many kids. I've never seen a Halloween like this. This is insanity." And I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome, right?" And she's like, "That's a word." And so I was like, "Okay." And the boy wasn't feeling good, so he stayed back, but the daughter wanted to keep going. So I was like, "All right, I'll take her out and I'll keep going." Right. So we go down a couple of the side streets we haven't been yet. This guy comes up and he's like, "Are you the Burger King?"
I would have punched him in the mouth.
I'm like, and my daughter's laughing at this point because like she thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, fucking lion," like just getting discouraged at this point.
Yeah.
We go up to this one house. I swear on everything I own. All that I have told you is true so far. We're up to like 6 separate occasions, right?
Sure.
To where people have called me the Burger King. We go up to this house, and there's a kid who I handed out candy to earlier.
Right.
Now I'm walking around with the daughter, and and she goes, "Oh, it's the Burger King." And I go, "Still lying. Like didn't change the outfit."
Yeah.
Right after he says that, an unmarked car
I don't like
pulls
that.
up. An unmarked car pulls up,
Yeah.
and they start, a group of people in the car
Yeah.
start singing the Whopper jingle at me. I am not making any of this up.
I don't. Weirdly enough, I see all of this happening.
And I'm just standing there like an asshole in a lion suit, confused, just being like, I don't understand how there's this mix-up so many times, and you got a group of people in a car to follow me, to find me, to sing at me. I don't get it.
I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna drop some stuff here in just a minute.
And so once that happens, the daughter loses it. She's like, "This is the greatest Halloween of all time." And I'm just and I'm glad that's gonna be a core memory.
Right.
Let's
see if I got the right screen on here.
There you go.
There is the Burger King.
The Burger King.
The Burger King.
And
then that's you. That's the Burger King. That's you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Considering where you were, considering considering where you were, maybe it's plausible.
And to me, like, I'm glad this is gonna be like a memorable thing that she's gonna have, but it doesn't make any sense, and that's the part that gets me. It's like there's no like someone put like a kick me sign on me,
Right.
and was like, and everyone kicked my ass all night, and like, ha ha ha, I found out at the end, oh, somebody, like, there's no ending. It's just
No.
like, I don't understand how these people are so fucking dumb that they couldn't tell the difference between a goddamn fucking man mascot and a fucking cartoon lion. Like, what the fuck? There's a problem in this fucking country with our education system when this happens.
Brother, you ain't kidding.
So I also saw a UFO.
Well, let's get to that in a minute. Because and I won't be able to top a UFO story, so I'll make this very short.
Yeah, go
so
for it.
Because
Sorry,
like we did do our first Halloween, like trick-or-treating and stuff, like we didn't really know what to expect. And we had kind of like texted you here and there throughout the night. We started prepping at like, I don't know, I think it was like 6:30, and we kind of got set up.
Oh, that's late.
Not here, because there were no kids out.
Okay.
There were like we saw some kids like running up and down the sidewalk, and they were running up to houses and like ringing the doorbell, doing trick or treat stuff, and like just being loud and obnoxious. But like I'm standing in our front window, and I'm just like looking around. I'm like, where the fuck is everybody? And there's just like small groups of children just like running around, and I can't be like opening up the window and being like, "Hey kids, you want some candy?" That you can't do that. So
I mean, you're not supposed to.
No. So like we're just kind of sitting and waiting, like we're hanging out in the front room, and I was like, well, let's open up the windows, and like if people walk by and they kind of peer in, like, because like having your lights on when it's still daylight, like nobody's noticing that. So
right.
We have a couple of kids that start coming by. I made the mistake because with it still being light out, I wanted to put like a prop by the driveway, so kids would like go, oh, like they're in on the thing. But so I put like a bucket out there, but they kept running up to the bucket, looking in, and be like, "Oh, there's no candy." But then they'd be like,
"Wait, what? What are you doing?"
Well, I had like a Halloween bucket out there
with nothing in it.
Well, like they were rocks. It was like a decoration.
You put a bucket of rocks at the end of your driveway?
It wasn't at the end of the driveway. It was like by the walkway. I'm trying to lure. No, that's luring is the wrong word. Needless to say, the kids eventually started coming up to the door, and we were handing out bags of candy.
You're asking for a broken window, man, by hanging a bucket of rocks by your fucking...
When I realized that, I took it away very quickly. But like kids started coming by, so like we're handing out bags. Fucking couple kids tried to like snag a few of them, and Christy was like, "No, shit. You get one bag." And like the girl's trying to like put the other one down, but like snag another one. She's like, "No, you don't. No." Oh yeah, Christy says it's called trick or treat, not just treat. The bucket was the trick. So there you go.
Well, and that brings a valid point, because the number of kids that came up to me and said nothing, and it's like they just walk up and do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get that, like, these COVID kids,
sure,
right? Because they didn't grow up with social skills.
No.
But like, I'm not giving a handout. Like, what are we doing here?
If you want a handout, go ask the government.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like,
so weirdly enough, though, we like the kids who were coming by our place were pretty like engaging. Like, They were ringing the
Oh, that's
doorbell.
nice.
You open the door, they'd be like, trick or treat, hi, yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about the hamsters at the end of the night. So it got weird. It's like the first group of kids come, they're all excited. And we had the bag, and because we had the bags, they got like 5 or 6 pieces of candy. And then we also got like the Halloween Pokemon cards that we were putting in all the bags. So we'd go to close the door, and like every kid, I'd say like 90, and Christy, like correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say like 80 to 90% of the kids that came by were like trick or treat or like saying hi and then saying thanks. Most of the kids, though, that came by, when they started walking away and they looked at what they had, through the door, we could hear kids being like, we got a bag! Or like, but a lot of kids were also like, oh shit, there's Pokemon cards in here. So we were like, all right, like we're onto something.
Okay. Blakely said, I heard a girl tell her mom that no one says trick or treat anymore.
Wow. That's interesting.
Mom, no one says that anymore.
Well, yeah, Chrissy said most of the kids were very pleasant, and that is true. But like we had moments where it was like 20 minutes would go by and nobody's stopping over. So like we had this first wave for like 15 minutes. And yeah, we did get one dad with the Pokemon cards too. So like the first wave came through, then like 20 minutes went by, nobody. As it started to get a little bit darker is like when we started having the run. And then it was like, oh shit, we got to make more bags. So we're like in the front room scrambling. We're just like, throw this in here, tie it off. Okay, just like throw it out the door. A lot of small children who it was clear that it was their very first Halloween. They were not polite. They just kind of stared at you, walked up, took a bag of candy, and then just walked away. Which I was like, nah, it's cool. The one thing I will say though, and this is something that I never really noticed until I was an adult passing out candy. It is the head nod from the parent. So, like, the kids run up, they have a good time. You look down the walkway, and the parent's there, and he's just like, you know, or the mom's like very pleasant, like waving, but like there's no real communication. And it's like, oh, okay, like this is like that other side of. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you quickly realize that all these holidays are supposed to be for kids.
Yeah,
but not for kids.
No.
No, fuck the kids. Because like Christmas is for us, Halloween is for us.
Halloween's for us.
And the thing is, I completely agree with you. There was more times than not where, you know, spoiled brat snot kid was coming up not saying anything, and then so I give him an almond joy, like, get out of here. But the parent was like, oh, I appreciate you, man, or thanks for doing it, or that kind of thing. And then, you know, when I was taking my daughter around, I was doing the same thing. We went up to this one house. They had a, you know, they were doing the table gimmick in front of the driveway too, but they had 2 pumpkins on there, and one was a pumpkin that was clearly done by the daughter.
Okay.
Had heart eyes, that type of thing. And then the pumpkin on the other side was a super elaborate mushroom scene. And I'm like, oh man, dope mushrooms. And he's like, thanks, bro. I like your costume. I was like, right on, man. Cool. And that was the exchange.
Yeah.
And that was pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah. So like a lot of pleasant kids, a lot of pleasant parents. Except there was one parent who was she was walking her son like past our house, and the kid goes like, "Oh, we should stop there," and the mom's just like, "No, nobody's home." But like we're in our front room, like we have the windows open, and the kid looks over, he goes, "But there's people in the over there," and she's like, "All right, like bring them back over," and then the hamsters. We got to talk about these fucking hamsters. So
okay.
Sometimes you open up the door and you don't know what to expect. You know?
I mean, if it's you, it's when strangers are trying to break in.
This is true. So, like, at one point, like, a couple kids run up, open up the door, hand them candy. I'm handing them candy. Then as I look up, there's 3 dudes who are probably 6'1", 6'2". They've got hamster masks, and they're dressed up like Elvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay.
One of them's in an arm sling. I don't know if it was a costume choice or a health issue he's having. But they just walk up, and it was like, I didn't know what to say.
Sure.
So it's just like, yeah, here, take a bag, man. And like they kind of do the thing where like they're in a line, and like one walks up and then loops back to the back, then the other one walks up and loops to the back, and then the other one walks up and loops to the back. And I'm just like, have a good night. Then they just walk off. And I close the door, I look at Christy, and we're both like, what the fuck just happened?
So there's two things on that. One is the amount of kids, and these seemed like adults that you were dealing with.
Oh, they were at least 18.
Yeah. That's the second half of my argument here. But like, there are plenty of kids that saw the big bowl of candy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like we were smart. We're only given one piece.
Right.
You put the one piece in and they're still waiting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's it, bro. Like,
this candy's got to last all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of that. But also, there were some kids that came up that I'm just like, you are 17, 18, something like that. And part of me is like, you know what? Who the fuck am I? You know? I'm just a grown ass man sitting in a fucking lion costume at the end of my driveway.
You can't say shit.
Who am I to judge?
And honestly, and like I had a very similar conversation with Christy last night too, and she was like, Christy was like a supporter of trick or treating and like going out and just doing it, having fun. Yeah, and even Blakely is saying in the chat, like, she loves seeing teenagers trick-or-treating, be a kid, which, like, I guess a lot of it is just from my experience. So, like, I can only speak to, like, my life experience is...
Reality is a singular experience.
Yeah, it is sometimes. You know, it got to a certain age where, like, I sort of fell out of favor with Halloween. I was just like,
sure.
You know, I don't really care. I don't really want to do it. Like, I don't want to be walking around trick-or-treating, doing whatever. And like, Halloween wasn't a thing for me for many years until I got into college, and I was like, oh no, like people dress up in costumes and they go drink with each other. This I can get into. But like, you know, Christy was like, yeah, like she celebrated Halloween like up until she stopped, you know. So I can get it, like, especially if you're you know, with like a group of kids, or like you're, you know, the older sibling or something like that, or if you just want to go out and have fun, like,
right.
Those kids only have a few years left before reality really comes crashing down and it starts to hurt inside.
That's true, but that's also like the other side of that too is it would probably be pretty frowned upon if I were to go door to door by myself trick-or-treating in my lion costume.
Right now, or when you were 18?
I mean, like yesterday.
No, you should never, like, you should not do that. I mean, like, I do feel like once you hit, like I'm being, you should not do it past 20.
Past 20,
or
that's the age,
no,
huh?
Or past 19. 19 for me, like it's kind of pushing it. Like okay. 18, okay, like I'll let you get away with it. Like it's fine. I really got no issue with it. And again, like who the fuck am I to judge or say anything? But like if you're like a mid-30s dude and you're walking around trick or treating, like I might call the cops.
Well, here's the thing. Dependents can stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26.
True. This is true. I did.
So shouldn't you be able to trick or treat until you're 26?
No. 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 No.
Interesting.
You seem to have a comment.
Well, I'm just saying, like, what's the definition of a child?
I mean, in America, a child is technically, by the government standards, I believe, anyone under the age of 18.
Except if you need insurance.
Except if you need insurance, to rent a car, to drink a beer. You can join war, though. They love it when you join war.
Yeah, that's a great thing for them. But, like, we're all children to Jesus, right?
So tell me about this UFO, man.
If you're old enough to drink, I don't want you knocking on my door asking for candy. Go buy your own goddamn candy. Fair.
There you go.
Fair. New York versus Florida. Trick-or-treating is also different. You got to walk around in shit weather in New York. Here, it's very easy to throw something together and walk around with your friends. Very true.
Yeah, it's true.
And the thing is, across the board, because, you know, like, I've got friends in New York. You know, and speaking with them, there was an uptick in trick-or-treaters even there. And it was like fucking 38 degrees outside.
Oh shit.
So I think it's coming back. And that's the thing. I think it's an economic thing.
It could be a little bit of that.
You know, when you know, in the Great Depression, right? When America was hurting the most, you know, did they trick-or-treat? I had nothing to go off of with that, except that, like, we're in rough times. And so I think people are looking for food. So I think trick-or-treating is on the up.
You gonna talk about this goddamn UFO you saw?
So we saw a UFO, okay?
Yeah.
And as a man who loves the idea of aliens, you know, I'm like, if there was, I assume that there's aliens. Okay, because it'd be stupid not to. Like, this whole universe and there's nothing else there. Like, fuck, what are we doing? So, and I have to be careful, is what I'm trying to say.
What do you think they're listening?
Well, no, it's not that, because, like, I want it so bad.
Oh.
So like whenever I'm looking up at the sky at night, after I'm watering my plants, like, I'm looking for anything.
Sure.
I'm like, come on, let me see.
Let's hit it.
Let me see something. So I'm very cautious because I'm just like, I know I want it to be something. So I'm always just like, well, you know, that could have been, but it's probably, you know, like a plane or like a helicopter or something.
Yeah.
So when I say I saw something last night I've never seen before. Ever. And not only did I say that, but the group of parents in front of us stopped and looked at it. And then there started to be like a crowd of people watching this thing in the sky. I was like, oh, this is something. This is special. So this was when I took my daughter out. So just me and her walking around. And we hadn't gone too far, probably 5 minutes down the road.
Right.
And we're walking, and there's a big group of parents in front of us, and they got kids, and they're talking about things that I don't give a flying fuck about. So I'm just pretending not to listen. And in their thick Southern accents, they go, "Hey, what's that?" And I'm thinking, it's a book. They must be confused. And
yeah.
And they go, "I've never seen anything like that before." I'm just like, oh, I want to see some shit. So I'm looking around. I'm, looking for something. And I look at, and then I finally look up from my phone to see what they're looking at. And they're all looking up. And I'm just like, oh, shit, it's up there. So I look up and I see what I can only describe as, do you remember the Attack of the Clones?
Unfortunately.
Do you remember when Anakin and Padme had to take public transportation?
Vaguely.
and they, much like uh privileged people from Pennsylvania, like they kind of scoffed at the idea of riding the bus or the train. But then like you saw the thing like take off and it was like this fucking like like fucking Coruscant with like there's a goddamn floating train thing. All right, that's what it looked like. Is the fucking point? Is it looked like there was what looked like just a glowing thing in the sky that had probably 15 to 20 other glowing things in the sky that were tethered. It looked like they were tethered, but there was obviously you can't see a tether because it's fucking pitch black. So you're just seeing like dot, 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 and they're all moving succinctly together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh shit, that's some shit. And I'm like, well, that could be, my skeptical mind is like, well, it's not a plane. The plane's not going to tow.
Is this the thing you're talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you saw this.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh man, maybe it's I thought a drone,
Likely case.
But the thing is, it was these dots were so big that I'm like that can't be a drone. It's too big to be a drone. And not only that, but one drone, I know this because I'm certified, cannot pull that many other fucking things and keep an airspeed velocity.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And I'm like, maybe it's satellites. But that didn't make much sense. And so we're all just sitting there and we're all just watching it. And it's moving and it's going. And it kind of looks like a centipede. And finally I'm just like, well, I guess we can keep going. Because like, we can just sit here and watch it more and not know what it is or speculate, or you can go get some more candy. Like, I don't know what do you want to do?
Just accept the fact that it was a UFO and go, oh, cool, and then just move on and get more candy.
And the thing, and the thing is, like, it really was a moment of realization. Take this as a lesson, folks. More than likely, you're never going to understand the meaning of life. And even if someone told it to you, what are you going to do with that? You can tell somebody? What the fuck's that going to do?
I don't know.
Just enjoy yourselves. Just have a good time. Enjoy the people you're with.
This is the realization you got from seeing a quote-unquote UFO.
Totally. Because the thing is, like, if a fucking alien landed in my yard, right?
Right.
A, I would be scared.
Okay.
B, I'd be upset because I just mowed that thing. And then C, like, I can't communicate with it. It's either going to shoot me or it's not. And there's nothing I can do about it either way. So, at the end of the day, it's not going to do me any good.
I mean, with it
Worry
landing
about your own house.
With it landing in Florida, there's a good chance that whoever's yard it lands in is either going to shoot it or run away.
Well, I mean, you're not getting your homeowner's insurance, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Like, they're not going to pay for it.
No.
So,
no.
You're better off hoping that like a sinkhole opens.
Maybe the aliens are causing the sinkholes.
Maybe
they're landing and then burrowing into the ground.
Oh, like that fucking movie with what's his face there? Tom Cruise.
Tremors? Are you thinking of Tremors?
No,
You're thinking World of the Worlds? Oh, that movie sucks. Think of Tremors instead.
It was horrible.
Yeah, Tremors is way better than War of the Worlds.
I mean, World of the Worlds is a bad movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are better than World of the Worlds.
Yeah, especially Tremors.
I mean, Tremors is okay.
It's better than War of the Worlds, so if you have a choice, You're going to go with the better choice.
Workflow.
Tremors is the better choice. And the better choice for you folks is to subscribe to this channel because we do this show each and every Wednesday night right here on youtube.com/BrainWreckTV. We also have a new episode of Don't Be an Asshole. It's the Am I the Asshole game show that we do right here each and every other Thursday. We read some Am I the Asshole stories from Reddit, and then we judge them and try to crown a new royal asshole each and every other week. Also, channel updates. We've got new shit for you. Head on over to youtube.com/BrainWreckTV. Click on the link to go to our channel page. Head your little self on over to the podcast tab because now we have officially launched a new show for your listening pleasure. Undercard Classics officially dropped yesterday. It is a show where we are going to take a live look at some of the best and worst undercard wrestling matches from major wrestling events, and we're going to do live feedback, reactions, and commentary to those matches. It is a listening show, so there is no video component because, let's face it, you're going to be listening to it while you watch a match, or if you're in a car, you can do that as well. You know, you don't need to see this, you know, as much as
It
I'm
doesn't
sure.
add anything. I mean, not you specifically. I mean us talking to each other back and forth like a couple of assholes. Like that doesn't add anything visually.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you add a lot visually. I'm just, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to have it come off that way.
My ego needed
look
that.
at Blake's website.
Yeah. But yeah, so that show is now available in the podcast tab. So you're going to want to subscribe. We are going to put together a release schedule very soon. We've got a new one probably coming out within about a week or so. So be on the lookout for that. Also, within the podcast tab, guess what, folks? You can get your Brain Wreck Live. You can get your Don't Be an Asshole. All of them will now be available via YouTube Music and audio format. I mean, the video is a little bit better because, you do get to see all this, which is great. But if you're in the car, on the go, just looking to listen to something for your ears, head on over to that podcast tab. You're going to see more stuff popping up in there soon. We do need to re-add Liquid Space Discussions because there was some confusion on getting things in there. So that's just got to be re-added, and then we'll get that as well. So right out of the gate, we got 4 podcasts on this channel.
Look
awesome.
at that. Goddamn podcast network.
Yeah, the podcast network is coming back within the TV
See,
network.
know what's weird is like back in 2014, 15.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Somewhere in there. I was walking down the mean streets of Binghamton.
Yeah.
And I was describing to somebody like what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to create a podcast network.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Fucking like,
listen,
7, 8, how many? A lot of years later.
A lot of years later.
And we've done it.
We're doing it. Listen, work hard. Follow your dreams. It'll happen. And that's going to do it for this week.
So for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.